So we arrived to the Bet Hakevarot of Fez. It was recently renovated. Over here we have the restoration that it was done. Sylviane and Ludovico from 2015-2022, and all other donators. So this is how the Bet Hakevarot. This is how the Bet Hakevarot works and how it's situated. We have in this section over here is called the Cave of the Lions, the Gova Arayot, the great lions of Torah that are over here. Rabbi Shlomo AbenDanan, which we spoke about, chief rabbi of Morocco at the time of Rabbi Rafael Ankawa, that Rabbi Rafael insisted that he was the chief rabbi. Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego and Rabbi Meir Israel. Rabbi Meir Israel just had his Hilula on the 5th of Shvat, which is 6 days ago. He was the Rav of Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego. Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego was the chief rabbi of Morocco. He passed away in Tavshin Nun Dalid, which is in 1984. He passed away on the 4th of Elul. He was a rabbi originally in Wazan. And Rabbi Shlomo AbenDanan over here is buried over here as well on the 28th of Cheshvan. Then you go over here. Let me just point it out to you. Towards the middle of the Bet Hakevarot, we're going to see Rabbi Yehuda BenAttar. Rabbi Yehuda BenAttar, who was El Kabir, the great Rav. Right next to him, we're going to see is Lala Solika. Lala Solika, together with Bishmuel Elbaz, a student of the Orachaim HaKadosh. Lala Solika Zeshama. Down, if you're going to go towards the left, towards the end of the cemetery, then we're going to get to the Abensour family and the Serero family. They're towards the end. Rabbi Aaron Bodbol, Rav Chaim David Serero. Up the stairs is Rabbi Vidal Tzarfati, and we're going to discuss at length why it's up the stairs. We have down there is actually my grandfather is buried down there. And we have a few other kvarim that we're going to see, but this is basically the layout. So we have the Cave of the Lions to the right. We have Rav Vidal Tzarfati on top. We have to the left at the end the Abensour Serero dynasties. And we have Rabbi Yehuda BenAttar in the middle. In the year Tav Kuf Nun, which is around 1790, they moved the Kvarot. It was originally in the Mela. They moved them over here. And I think it might have been moved even once again. Besides Rav Vidal Tzarfati, which is that's like towards the end. So let's start. All right. So here we are right at the beginning of the cemetery. Rova Aleph, Carré 1. You make a right, and you're by the Monsonego area, where there was the great lineage of the Monsonego family. Not too many people go here. It's not, you can tell it's a little bit. Okay, this is the AbenDanan. All of the AbenDanans, if you notice, there's a lot of AbenDanans. Here we have the kever of Hanesher Agadol Bal Hanotza Harav Tzana Rav Kana Chasida Kadisha Prisha Morav Chaim Yehuda Cohen Zatzal. I was just in a conversation in Eretz Yisrael with a Talmid Chacham in Eretz Yisrael. His name is Rav Netanel Avital, that invests a lot of time in researching Chachamim of Fez, and he asked me to look particularly for his kever, and I can't believe we found it. And it's written Bal HaNotza. He was known as a tremendous Chasita Prisha, that it said on him that he never spoke Sichat Chulin. He never spoke idle talk in his just like that in his life. Just we'll discuss a little bit. Over here it says Rabbi Chaim Yehuda HaKohen, written in the Sefer in the Sefer of Malchi Rabbanan. We'll just discuss one thing about him. Just put it on pause for a minute. He was niftar in the year 1884. Okay, let us continue. Okay, you can pause it for now. There are the following dynasties in Morocco. There was the Monsonego dynasty, there was the AbenDanan dynasty, the Tzarfati dynasty, the Abensour dynasty, and the Serero dynasty. This is the area of the Monsenegos and AbenDanans. As you notice, there's a lot of different AbenDanans, Rabbi Chacham Shalem, Rabbi Moshe AbenDanan. In the year Miftach. These were all great tzaddikim from the lineage of Chachmei Sfarad. Here we have a woman, the Simcha, the daughter of Eliyahu, the Almanah of Rabbi Shmuel AbenDanan, who's one of the great Chachamim of Morocco, Rabbi Shmuel AbenDanan. This is his wife's kever. This is the great Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego. I just want to know if it's the same one. Okay, so here we're in the cemetery of Fez, in the first area, right when you're going into your right. You have Rabbi Rafael Moshe Skouri. That a mikre happened to him and they all had to move. And it's written in the year Tafresh Mem Dalid, which is 1884, La Yetzirah. That's where they had to move all of their kvarim to this area, together with Rabbi Chaim Toledano, Rabbi Aaron Monsonego, Rabbi Avraham Monsonego, and Rabbi Aaron Cohen, who was the head of Rashi Kvarim. And you have next to them over here is Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego, who was niftar on the 5th of Kislev, Mishnat Hu Yishpot Tevel Betzedek, which is Kuf Tzadi Dalet, Tav Kuf Tzadi Dalet, I think. Now, Rabbi Rafael Moshe Skouri, it's written in the Sefer Malchei Rabbanan that he lived, and it was a great me'ayen gadol in the Talmud, and the Rabbanim talk about him, great things of Sinai, Oker Harim. He left a lot of Kidvei Yad, and here Malchei Rabbanan writes some chidushim of his. He heard a story that he had a son, Eliyahu, that had a baby and didn't have what to pay for his Seudat Brit Milah. So his father told him, go try to find somewhere to make your money. He went the first day, second, couldn't make any money. On the third day, he met a Gentile, and the Gentile told him, if you want to buy for me, fine. Otherwise, come with me. He brought him to an area where he had golden coins that were called dablon, and he bought them for very cheap. He asked him, do you have any more? He says, if you find me again, yes. If not, forget about it. He goes back to his father. His father tells him, of course you're not going to find them again. Hashem sent you somebody especially to do this miracle that you were going to have enough for the Seudat Brit Milah. There was another time that unfortunately his son was accused of improper behavior, and he knew that his son was an ish kasher and wouldn't do such a thing, and he said that if it happens that he's right, then my son should die that week. Otherwise, the people who started up, they should have something that happens to them. And that week, there was a big plundering inside the Melach, that obviously, because of that accusation, that his son wasn't guilty. So this is the great Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego. I don't know if it's the Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego, the Dvar Emet, but it's all of the family. We're going to discuss a little bit more when we get to Rabbi Yedidya Monsenego, the current one, the most recent one.